Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Ann DeVere and this is Turn Your Show into Cash. Oh, I love the sound of that. I keep saying that. It sounds better every time. So anyways, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are having an awesome time today already. And those of you who were there, you know that in the green room, we're having fun. That's what happens in a green room. So take notes, have fun with your guests, and it will be a lot more energetic. So today is all about stepping into your celebrity self. It's all about stepping up, having fun, owning it, and showing off your talents and showing off your personality and your wit. You're on camera. The world is watching. So how are you going to be? How are you going to be owning it? What are you going to do? How are you going to own the camera? Well, we're going to be talking about that because before you can actually just get out there in a big way, you have to come to terms with your celebrity self internally. Okay. And we're going to be going through that. Last week, module one, we talked about identifying the role you're going to be taking. So some of you decide you're going to be a reporter. Some of you decide you're going to be the journalist and the guest expert and the show host. Well, the show host, you decided you're going to be owning all of them because as a show host, you have to be a reporter and a commentator and a journalist and a guest expert as well. So now we're going to start looking at, well, how do you see yourself? How do you really step in there and own it? Because saying, hey, I'm a reporter, it might sound really good, but there's a part of you inside that's probably saying, yeah, sure you are a reporter. Yeah, sure you are a show host. Of course you're a critic. Of course you're a commentator. Yes, you are. There's a little part of us that usually fights back, you know? And so that's what we're going to talk about today. How do you own that part of you? How do you make yourself comfortable? Because it's an internal conversation. The world will see what you share with them. And for the world to see what you want them to see, you have to own it yourself. So that's why today is all about your celebrity self. So let's take a look at what we're talking about. Well, I am going to go, let's see. Voila. Okay, step into your celebrity self. Can you see yourself? Can you see yourself being seen by the world? Yeah, you were just doing a visualization. When I just asked you to see yourself to be seen by the world, that's visualizing. We're going to tap into some of that. Now, what I want you to start with is really talking about celebrity. What is a celebrity? What is the definition of a celebrity? The definition of a celebrity is a person who is easily recognized in a society or culture. That's very interesting, isn't it? In a society or culture. So how big is the culture? It depends on you. If you've ever walked into a networking meeting and somebody said, hey, look who's here. And they were really happy to see you, walked over, they brought other people to introduce to you, and you were waving to everybody. That's what a celebrity feels like. People recognize them, they're happy to see them, and they're introducing them to other people. See? You know what a celebrity feels like. Now, all we have to do is get you to own that feeling, get really comfortable with that feeling, so you take it with you everywhere you go, knowing that when you're on camera, the world is watching you. Well, they are. Can you see yourself as a celebrity? Nobody said you have to be A-list celebrity. There's B-list celebrities, C-list celebrities. You are a celebrity within your community. Pretty cool, huh? So, welcome celebrities. Okay, we're all celebrities. How's that? You say so, then you are. You just have to find a comfortable place. Well, it's not as easy as it sounds. I worked with many, many experts over the years, but it's been at least about 10 years we've been training the expert next door, the speaker, author, coach, and a consultant on showing up on camera, being interviewed on television. Well, a big part of that was working with them internally. And what I found that pretty much everybody, there is a little bit of a tug of war going on. And I coined the phrase, the reluctant celebrity syndrome. Interesting. What does that mean? What it's really pretty much what it sounds like. While we understand the power of being on camera, and the power of being seen, globally, there is a part of us that's always like coming up with excuses. No, I don't want to do this. I mean, most often we hear people say, "Oh, well, the camera puts on 10 pounds, and I'm I need to lose weight before I get on, or I don't know what to say on camera, or I don't understand technology. Well, we're going to get rid of all of those excuses within this program. But right now, I just want you to understand that everybody has that in them. So if you're reluctant to step in front of the camera because you don't know one thing or another, guess what? You will learn what you don't know. And as far as the excuses that your brain is coming up with, that's it. Your brain is playing games on you. I mean, just to give you an example, like I said, the most common one I hear a lot is the camera puts on 10 pounds or 20 pounds. I need to lose weight. Well, let me ask you this. When was the last time somebody was sharing some great information with you and you said, wait, stop, go lose 10 pounds, come back, and I will listen to you? Silly, right? Well, that's what our brain does to us. Nobody cares about how much you weigh. They care about you and what you're sharing with them. Okay, so we're gonna be getting rid of the excuses that you're coming up with. So reluctant celebrity syndrome is real. Everybody has it. When we go from one level to another, our brain decides, okay, you know what? I'm not comfortable here. I want to go back to where I was comfortable. Well, you get to decide where you want to be comfortable. You get to make that choice. So stepping into your celebrity self is basically a two-part process. It is, you have to embrace your logical mind and your emotional mind. So the first one we're going to do is take a look at your logical mind. Bottom line, video is everywhere. You need to step up. We already know that. We're not even going to discuss it. Well, I want to talk about some good news and bad news. Okay, I really have some good news for you, and I have some bad news for you. Well, the good news is if you are on web TV, you have global visibility. How cool is that, right? You have global visibility. The world can see you. The clients can see you. The people who are supposed to be helped by you will see you. Well, the bad news is if you are on web TV, you have global visibility. Well, having global visibility can be good or bad. If you're showing up as a powerful speaker, trainer, coach, consultant that you are, and you're owning it, and you're giving the gifts and sharing the gifts that you have, and doing what you're supposed to do, looking good, then it's working for you. That's the good news. Well, the bad news is that if you're coming across not confident, if you're coming across a little bit nervous, oh, I don't know what to say, and you're nervous, you can't think of things. Guess what? It takes away from your credibility. If you can take simple steps to make yourself look good on camera, like the tools that we're using. I'm sitting in front of a $300 studio. $300. Compare that with the talking head that most people are doing. Just open up the laptop and look up at themselves. We're looking up at their noses, right? Most of the time, or they're in the dark. Well, simple things will make a big difference, and that's what I'm talking about. You can actually look great on camera. So you feel confident. When you're confident, you're able to articulate what it is that you want to say a lot better because you're not nervous. So all of this plays into it. So let's get a little bit more into what's happening, and you will feel a lot more confident. So first, there is reactive global visibility and proactive global visibility. Well, reactive global visibility is kind of just doing what people are telling you and just getting a video out there and waiting for something to happen. Okay, you're just reacting. So okay, let's see what happens. Well, proactive global visibility is having a plan. It's about you planning exactly what the video is for, how you're going to be using it, where you're going to be using it, and the end result. So that's proactive. Now, which one feels more powerful to you? We're really tapping into a logical mind here, because if your logical mind is not with you, it's going to be against you. It's going to sabotage you. Okay. So which one is going to make you feel more empowered? The proactive or the reactive? The proactive, of course. You're in charge. You're making decisions. You're deciding what you're going to be doing. So proactive visibility is what we're going after, and that's what this whole thing is about. That's what we're setting a stage for. So facts about web TV. There are thousands and thousands of web TV networks out there. YouTube is a web TV network. There are over 1 billion viewers. And here's the good news for you. Only 9%, only 9% of those 1 billion are using YouTube, business owners, I mean, business owners like you and I. Only 9% are business owners who are using YouTube. Think about it. If the best known broadcasting platform, and YouTube is a broadcasting platform, it's a broadcasting network and a huge, huge one, only 9% are using. Can you imagine what all the rest of the networks, what the percentage is? Maybe 1, 2%. The business owners aren't really using it. This is great news for you because for the rest of this program, we're going to be strategically planning the videos you're going to be using and how you're going to be using it, where you're going to be using it. Okay, so again, there are thousands and thousands of web TV networks out there looking for you. So what you need to do right now is decide what it is that you want to do. Okay, you're deciding right now. Again, we're really supporting your logical mind right now because you need to have a plan as to what you're going to be doing. So what do you want? Do you want bigger clients? Do you want to speak on bigger stages? Do you want to, have a best-selling book or have several best-selling books? Or how about sold out events? If you're a trainer, why not have sold out events? I'd love to bunch of them. Okay, bigger product launches. That's a good one. Everybody's doing launches nowadays. You want to make a bigger difference, make bigger impact. Well, whatever it is, I want you to take notes. Which one of these things do you want to do? Maybe you want to do all of them, but start thinking about the 3 that are getting you most excited because our mind is able to understand 3 things. We can do 3 things. It feels like, yes, I can. Oh, I can do 3 things. Well, think about it. I'm going to give you 12 things to do in one day. Well, or you know what? I'll just give you 3 things to do in one day. Which one feels better? 3, right? So pick the top 3. It's going to make you feel more empowered. It's going to feel like it's doable. So do it. And web TV is going to put the power in your hands. TV interviews will do all those things for you and more because it's a very powerful platform. It's about elevating your expert status in the global marketplace. It's about connecting you with the thought leaders in your industry. It's about you being seen by the people you're supposed to be serving globally. It's not just where you are right now, okay? So this is huge. Think about what you want to do because that's what we're going after. So you can be showcasing your business in global, national, international, local. You can go wherever you want to go. It's your choice. So how much more money would you be making right now if you could be seen globally, if you were seen by millions of people across the globe, okay? So what if you knew the exact words to grab people's attention so they understood what it is that you're offering them, the difference you can make in their lives? That's what we're talking about. What if you know all that? So are you with me? Do you get this? If you have a plan, if you know what you're going to do, and you are being taught how to do it the right way, you're going to feel empowered. Your mind is going to interact with you saying, yeah, let's go. I'm excited. So when you get yourself excited, you're charging yourself up. You are bringing everything you need to get out there and do it. Okay. So you're empowering yourself. So what's your gift shift? This is now we're starting to tap into the emotional aspect of ourselves because the truth is we all love what we do, but why do we do it? This is the answer. I hope you love what you do. If you don't love what you do, let's make a plan for you to find something that you love to do. Okay, I understand some of us do what we have to, but let's say you have something that you absolutely love to do and you can make money doing it. Okay, let's just assume that's what it is. Okay, so what is it that you're doing? What is the gift that you have? Because we know that we all have gifts. Some of them we're more passionate about than others. Some of them can have a bigger impact than others. You can pick whatever it is. You know internally what the one that really charges you up. So that's your gift. What really gets you going? Okay. The gift shift is about you taking your talents, your gift, and shifting it, sharing it with the world so people can do what it is that they do. So I'll give you an example. My gift is being able to put together concepts. I'm a visionary. I can see concepts. I can see, like, we're putting together the Global Visibility Network. I'm putting together the global tour. And I love empowering people. I love being able to, share this platform that we're creating, the tools and resources that I'm putting together for you to be able to use. So, for example, if I can show you how to get out there in a big way, and you actually do this, and you take your gifts, whatever it is that you have, and you share it with the people that you're supposed to share, now you are impacting other people's lives. And they take what you have and they start doing what it is that they do to make other people's lives better, whether it's helping their family or community or whatever it is that they do. So now, by me sharing my gift with you, you're taking it and moving it on to share your gifts and helping the people you're supposed to help. And they take it on and use it and use your gift, and then so they can share their gifts. You get the picture? So what is it that you do? That's called a gift shift. It's paying it forward because our gifts are blessing. Okay, it's something that we get. We're supposed to share it, and we feel most alive when we do share it. So tap into that. What is it that gets you really going? Because when you get really going with what it is that you're doing, you're magnetic. We love to be around people who are magnetic, who are having fun. So I want you to think about this. Because you have access to millions of people, is it possible that you can pick whatever you want to do and get in front of millions of people? And is it possible that if you're in front of millions of people, you can actually make money doing what you love? Of course, it's possible. So I just want you to really start looking at it. I'm not telling you to go quit your day job if that's not what you want to do. Okay. But I'm saying start making an effort at sharing your gifts with other people if that's what you are being called to do, and see where it goes. So that's the gift shift. Okay. Taking what we're blessed with and sharing it with others. So now the big question: what's keeping you from using the number one marketing tool? What is keeping you? So maybe you want to take a note and write a couple of things down. What's keeping you? Is it that you don't know what to say? You don't know how to use technology. You don't know what to do with your videos. You don't like the way you look on camera. What is it that's keeping you from using the number one tool in getting yourself out there and doing what it is that you're supposed to do? So jot those things down. Next year, you can actually go ahead and put things in the chat, because we're going to be looking at it at the end of the training here. Okay. So then now we're going to start tapping into the power of what's in it for me, because you are more likely to do what you're supposed to do. Yeah, actually, I'm going to go full screen with this so you can read this. Okay. So the power of what's in it for me. Why are you doing this? Right? Why are you doing this? Think of a time in your life when getting something or being with someone was so important to you that you couldn't think of anything else. Think about it. All of us know what that feels like. So pick an event or pick a person or something that's so powerful that you couldn't even think of you can't think of doing anything else. Okay, hope you got it. Hope you got a good one. Okay, so I want you to remember the intensity of your emotions. What are you feeling? How are you feeling? Just remember that. Okay, just feel that power. Feel the power that you have. Okay, well, you just visualized. Okay, you just visualize in a very, very powerful way. That's what visualization can do for you. You can actually take something and make it real. There's a lot of power behind it. So we've been hearing about visualization. Okay, well, we hear about vision boards and we hear about all kinds of things. Visualization is something we do all the time. A lot of people think, oh, well, I can't do that. Well, you do it every single day. You are visualizing every single day. It's something you do every day. Now, okay, I love this example. Now, before we have dinner, we actually think about what it is that we want to have. So let's say you decide you want to have Italian food. Okay. So now it comes the question, okay, I want to have Italian food. Where do I want to have it? Okay, how do I want to have it? Well, I think I'll go to a restaurant and have somebody else make it and serve me. Okay, that's one. Or you can decide Yeah, you're going to cook it yourself. Like, well, next thing is, do I have everything I need to cook that meal? Like, well, then we go check the ingredients. You may not have everything. Then you have to go to the store to buy some things. So how did all this happen? Well, first thing, all you did was say, I want to have some Italian food. Then all of a sudden, by deciding you want to have Italian food, you had all these choices you had to make. One was I'll go to a restaurant. The other one is I'll make it myself. Then if I'm going to make it myself, do I have everything I need to make it myself? You get it? That was visualization. You decided you want Italian food. It's that simple. When you think of what you want, then you start basically working backwards from what it is that you wanted, the end result, and step by step. And if you really tap into the visualization, what is that you want, the purpose of it, why do you want it, and really tap into that, it's going to keep you going. It energizes you. Like, I have been on the path of the global difference makers for about 4 or 5 years now. And everything I'm doing, the whole TV network that we're putting together, the reporter agency and the training, the turn your show into cash, turn your interviews into cash, all of this, I am, training the global difference makers. We're all coming together. The tools are coming together. Technology is coming together. I've been patiently waiting for years for technology to come together, while at the same time, I'm working on meeting all the people that are going to be together. So do you see this? I had the vision of having a global difference makers 4 years ago, before technology was even capable of doing what it is. Even right now, technology is a little bit uh, uncooperative at times. So, anyways, but you guys get this, right? When you have a vision and you doing it, you're visualizing every day, so you can harness that power and get out there in a big way. So, what we want to do now is bring the future to the present. So, I'm going to go full screen here. So, what is it that you want to do? Okay, think about some things that you want to do. If you had all the time and the money to do anything you wanted, let's say it's 5 years down the road, you have the time and the money to do anything you want. Your show is a success. What would you be doing? Would you be spending some time at a country club, playing golf or tennis or lounging by the pool? Or would you be spending some time with family, maybe going to more kids' games, or just having spending more time with your siblings, meeting for lunch or dinner? Or what would you be doing with your time? Okay, spending more time with family. Okay, well, how about cruising the world? You can be cruising the world and doing your TV show and at the same time. So what is it that you want? It's 5 years from now. What is it that you want to do? I want you to jot down what is it that you would want to do, because whatever it is that you decide to do, it can be part of your web TV show. Okay, you can be the reporter who's out there interviewing the people who are playing golf at the country club, or people who are cruising the world, or you can be reporting from different places everywhere you go. You can take your show on the road, and if it's spending time with family, there's all kinds of things that could happen. It's about family activities, and you could be interviewing the little league coach and everybody else that goes along with it. You get what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do and make money with it. So you need to define your reward. Success is so much more than making a lot of money. Okay, it's so much more than that. So picture yourself with the result of your hard work. Okay, what does success look like to you? Okay, if you had all that money, where would you be spending it? Where would you be spending it? How much money have you made? What have you done with that money? Okay, did you buy a new house? Or maybe you bought a boat. Yeah. Or how about again a trip around the world with your family? Maybe you want to tell your spouse they can quit their job. Or some of you are saving to send your kids to college. Maybe you want to work less, or maybe you just want to quit your job and just go do volunteer work. Whatever you want to do, think about it. Think about what it is that you want to do. What do you want to do with that money? Okay, that's what it's about. So just jot down the difference web TV will make for me. What is it? What's the difference that it's going to make for you? Having this web TV show, being out there doing what you want, making money, changing people's lives. What is it going to do for you? Just jot down a couple of things. Okay? Because envisioning what you see, envisioning what you feel is going to make it real. Okay? So actually, I'm going to go ahead and read it. I love this quote. It's very, very powerful. Okay. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth that ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves into all sorts of things. Oh, providence moves to all sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole new stream of events, issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manners of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. Now, this quote actually is credited to two authors, so I put both of them there. One is one Wolfgang. I can't even pronounce it. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe and W.H. Murray. So, anyways, this I hope you guys look up this quote, because basically all it says really is that once you decide you're going to do something, everything you need, the universe is going to conspire to help you. It's going to bring you the people, the resources, everything you need, the ideas you need, the assistance you need. You're going to have everything you need to move forward. So go visualize, really tap into it, okay? And always remember that you are more likely to do what it takes to get what you want if you start with the end in mind. What is it that you want? And then you're going to have everything you need stepping back from there. Okay. Now, this is where you're going to have a lot of help. If you ever said, I want to clone myself, I wish I could clone myself, I wish I could be in two places at one time. Guess what? You can. With videos, you can. Videos can become your marketing team. They can become your sales force. They can become your trainers. So you can go out there and do all the things that you want to do. You can be having fun, spending time with your family and traveling the globe, doing all the things you want to do, and world is yours. The world is yours. So, final question for you. What will happen when the world sees you for who you really are? Okay? What will happen when they know how brilliant and gifted you really are? What will be the impact on your life? What will be the impact on the lives of the people you love? And what will be the impact on the lives of the people you serve? That's what we're talking about here. If you decide this is it, you're going to take it and run with it, everything is going to be there to support you. Not only the universe, you are going to be there to support yourself. The people around us, we are going to be there to support you. This is a huge community. So basically, believe in what your heart knows to be true. Okay. So bottom line is don't be afraid. Trust in who you are, trust in what you believe, and trust that it will be there. Okay. So this is what we're talking about. This is about stepping into your celebrity self. This is about your mindset, because right now you can have anything you want. I hope you were taking notes as we were going with this, because this is basically putting together the fertile ground that you're going to be building the future. From now until the next 10 weeks, we're going to be building on this. But your vision has to be there. Your vision has to be solid, and you have to have a lot of power behind it. So having said that now, I'm going to go ahead and just go one by one to our cast members and then see what they have come out of it, what jumped out at each one of them. Because what happens is that if you are a participant in the program, you're getting your homework every Thursday or a Friday, depending on which part of the world you're at. It's either Thursday afternoon or Friday morning for you. And so in your homework, there are exercises. You get to watch the videos and do your homework. And then today we're actually sharing what's happening, and the cast members are sharing their homework. So if you are a participant, you're getting the same homework. And those of you who are viewers, you don't have the homework, but I've delivered a lot of, a lot of information right now. So if you're following, just jot down what what you have, and you can also share, put it in the comment section, any questions and comments that you have. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to go to, there you go, the smiley face of Miss Tori Marie. That's Tony Marie. There we go. Okay, you're on mute. You are on. So Tony, tell us what was jumping at you. What happened with your celebrity self? Where were you? How did you step in? What really jumped out at you?
I think that it's something that I've definitely been building towards for quite some time, and I have reached the point now, one of the reasons why I'm doing this training with you, Anne, is because I've reached the point now where I do believe that I am actually willing to be seen and heard. And I think for a long time I really wasn't. A long time I was doing a lot of work with private clients and things, but still in hiding in terms of sharing my light with the world. And so I think that that's the thing that has shifted for me. And part of what I did is some public speaking training and things like that, and started stretching the envelope and putting myself in safe and supportive but stretching situations. And here I am again with you in what I consider to be a safe and supportive and stretching situation.
Well, it definitely is a safe and supportive stretching situation. So what plans did you make, like as far as your visualization? Where is it that you're going? I want to hear about some solid steps.
Okay.
Or do you have any questions, by the way? Do you have any questions about this module?
I think I have a couple of practicality questions, and actually I was typing them into the chat, and some of the other panelists help answer some of those. So do you want me to jump into those questions first, or would you rather that I do the vision piece?
Well, give us the vision piece, and then go into the questions.
So the vision is I want to create a show that allows for discussions around how people can really actively and simply find ways of being more balanced and productive in the world, ways to undo the unproductive programs and beliefs that have a tendency to run us and interfere with our ability to be the highest potential that we can be. That's the thing that deeply interests me, is how people can really get in touch with their most profound power. And so they're the kinds of conversations I want to have. I'm lucky in that I have a very large peer group of extremely smart people that are neuroscientists and very influential coaches and things like that. So I intend to be regularly interviewing people and having those kinds of conversations and uncovering ways that are doable for people to embrace, so they can improve their lives and start leading from that genius zone that we all possess, instead of from trying to force outcomes and the limitations and the struggle and the suffering that sometimes we get stuck in.
So how is the TV show fitting into this, into what you have planned, what you want to do? What do you want to do with the TV show to support you getting in touch with those people and sharing that?
So the way I see the TV show will work in terms of, I think what I'm hearing you ask me is like, what benefits do I think that's going to bring me in my business? Is that what you're asking?
Well, that's part of it. It's about, what I want to do here is once you visualize what it is that you want to do, okay? Mm-hmm. Like, for example, what I was saying is that if you want to travel the world, you can create a TV show that goes along the globe with you. I'm going to be doing that. I'm getting ready to do a one-year tour. So the TV show is going to go on tour with me. I'm going to be able to showcase the people, that I want to do. So it's a tool I'm going to be using to go around the world. Yeah. So how is the TV show going to support you in the vision that you have and the people you want to connect with?
So I think it's going to support me in getting the message out. I definitely want to have a flexibility of lifestyle, and I think that the TV show can help support with that by making my marketing easier and more effective. And I definitely want to be able to travel and have the flexibility of laptop lifestyle, although I don't know that I'm in quite the same place as you, where you're sort of like, it sounds like you're proactively going to be using the TV show as a vehicle for travel. I think for me it would be more that there will be times when I'm speaking and I'm in other places, or I'm attending a training and I'm in other places, and I want to absolutely be able to have the capacity for interviewing the interesting and insightful people that I get to meet on my journey, and sharing that with others so I can have a positive impact on the world, and hopefully create a whole culture of people that are making decisions from that their full-bodied intelligence instead of from fear and lack, and just having a positive impact on the world in that way. And from a business perspective, providing me with the credibility or additional credibility that helps support my dialogues with my clients, because my primary motivator, what I love to do is I work with clients one-on-one and help them shift any unproductive beliefs, behaviors that they've got in place very quickly so they can move forward with their lives. And that's the thing that really lights me up.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so you said you had a question. We have time for one question from you.
I just really had, you asked about like what are the things that the beliefs and things that limit our capacity or that have stopped us in the past. And so up till now, one of the things that has concerned me, because I have made some attempts at making videos and things like that, and then it's taken a long time to do the editing, and then I haven't necessarily been satisfied, and this is all kind of to do with experience, right? I haven't necessarily been satisfied with the end result that I've come up with, and it has felt like a whole lot of time, energy, and effort to execute on that as an idea without necessarily a lot of payoffs. So I'm interested, and the panelists have shared some of their ideas, and I'm also interested to know what your thoughts are.
Okay. Well, I actually, I'm going to tell you right now that just using the XSplit right now, you just watch me click on the opener, and I went full screen. I have all the different backgrounds. I can be in my office. I can be anywhere I want. So I can easily, put where I want to be just with a click of a mouse. And of course, we have the over-the-shoulder full screen and all that. So just using this tool, just this one tool, it's going to save you a lot of time in editing, because at the end of this, once we stop the recording, I have a full video that is going to be needing very little editing, except we're going to actually cut it down into a 30-minute show. But this, with the open and clicking through and doing what we're doing, it's going to eliminate a lot of it. So what I'm going to suggest for right now, until you have until you are well into it and you're producing a bunch of them and you have a team around you, just focus on creating videos with the way we're doing right now, with XSplit, let's say, and doing just short interviews online, just doing simple interviews. Don't be a perfectionist with it, because if you're a perfectionist, nothing is going to get out there. And here's the other part too. Right now, because of reality TV, because of everybody being out there just using the shaky videos and doing all kinds of things, you can get away with a lot for right now. And I believe that in another year or so, people are going to be a lot more sophisticated, because technology is letting us be more sophisticated with what we come up with. So at that time, you're going to be better. But you have a great window here where for the next year, you're going to be able to take what you want. As a matter of fact, just the tools that I'm using, this what got me in a Digital Hollywood conference where I'm training producers and directors. So this is good enough. I just want you to get the power of what you have at your fingertips. So don't worry about it. Keep it simple. In Module 7, we're going to learn how to use XSplit in depth. And so you're going to be able to, in a few weeks, you're going to be able to plan, produce your show with very little effort.
That's really good news. I like that. And I also hear what you're saying about, like, I've had to sort of tame the perfectionist in me right now. And I actually just posted to Facebook today an interview that I did with a colleague of mine who's a very successful coach. And we just had this selfie stick, right? And it's like there's a point where like the camera sort of turns on because it was heavy. Like the iPhone 7 Plus, it's heavy. And I hadn't actually used it like that before. My wrist was getting tired and the camera sort of goes on its side and stuff, and I'm just like, I posted it anyway.
Well, that's it. It just makes it fun. Now, I hope you're complete. We need to move on, and I know that you have to go because you're at the conference.
I do.
You were able to join us. See, everybody, this is the beauty of it. She's at a conference. She had to run up to her hotel room. The bandwidth wasn't that good, just because I don't know. Whatever she's using. Even being in hotel rooms, you can be doing your show traveling. Look at this, right? Power that we have. I love it. Okay. All right. So wonderful seeing you, Tony. Have fun at the conference. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, and bye, everybody.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay. So let's see now. Who wants to go next? Do I need to pick? No volunteers? Okay, Nabi, you're going to be it. So you unmute yourself, please. You are still muted. No, you're still muted.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, Nabi, so the same question for you. What is it that jumped out at you when, with the homework? Was it the logical or the emotional part of it? And what plans have you made as far as the TV show? How is it going to assist you?
Yeah, I'm probably not a very emotional type of person. I'm probably more practical and logical. But by the same token, if there was 3 things that I had to pick out, it would be that doing the TV show that I want to do will give me authority, growth, and exposure. So the authority, in as much as people will be seeing me doing it, and as you said before, not many people are doing it. Running their own TV show, let alone their own Facebook Live type program or anything like that. So if they see you doing it, you're already an authority. So they're going to sit there and listen to you. Growth, obviously, through getting more people who are watching. And my growth, I want, obviously, like anybody, to get growth in there, and exposure to the right people. And I have 2 markets, being what I call wholesale and retail. So retail being the end user of my program, and wholesale being professionals such as financial planners, mortgage brokers, accountants, money coaches, that sort of thing. So there's actually 2 types of TV programs that I could run, one being for the wholesale group and one being for the retail group. The purpose of the program, from a retail perspective, and possibly even from a wholesale perspective, is to empower people to look at money differently. Because of course my thing is about getting people out of debt. So where they're worrying about stuff, this should give them somewhere to go to and say, hey, look, I'm having this problem, or can you give me some advice, or whatever, and I'll be there for that. And then I want to turn their mindset around and get them to understand that the way that people earn their income today is not the way people are going to earn their income in the future. What they should be looking at is a passive and a recurring type of income. So they need to change their focus from being employed working for the man all the time to generating this extra style of income, and doing that off a program like your own TV type show is very much, I suppose, when I think about it going through my head right now, the TV programs that are there doing all the promotions on, the sharp knives and the scissors and the exercise And all of those programs actually generate income for those companies and people. And they record it once and they put it up there and they run it for a half an hour, and it just keeps generating money, and people just keep putting their card down and, you know, buying. So people need to think differently. They need to come out of their shell. Seeing somebody being real, being live in front of them and talking to them directly through a medium, like a Facebook program, like a Zoom, like whatever the platform is, makes it more real for them, because they're actually participating, as compared to a television program where they've got no interaction. So the beauty is there's actually a sort of touchy-feely sensation for people to be able to be involved. And once you involve people, it's more real.
No, absolutely. So I get what you want to do, and I want you to start thinking about making it more real, making it more interactive. You know, like as far as you working with people, there's all these TV shows where we're watching. You know, here we have Dr. Phil. You know, basically he's working with you know, the same clients as he would in his office, except he's sitting in front of a few hundred people. You know, so it's the same thing. So you can easily take what you're doing, just working with people, as you're taking, you know, their tools, if you will. You're taking your tools for them to work with and do the assessments and all that. That could actually be a big part of the TV show. So I like that, the fact that you're looking to be interactive. You know, like you embracing the interactive part of what we have with the tools that we have today. And so I want you to think more about that. You know, so do you have any questions about this before we move on?
No, not at all. I mean, from my perspective, obviously, the ability to travel globally, because I can do this off a laptop, you know, obviously, but it then becomes to monetizing the show itself, which will generate income, because while I'm talking to people about, you know, making money for them and they're buying my program, that's one thing, but I've got to look at generating a continuous stream of income that forms the platform for all the rest of the income to build on top of.
Yeah. Well, you know, as we move, like in the next module, we're going to be talking about the blueprint of your show. We're going to talk about different ways you're going to be monetizing it, because we're going to be actually building the blueprint. So what are you going to be doing? And so you're going to have a lot of options as to how your show is going to be monetized, from your online program, from using your books. You know, there's so much you can do with it. So we will be able to, you know, blueprint that in the next one. That's actually a really cool module that's going to, you know, like lay the foundation. Today we're kind of sowing the seeds. You know, next week we're going to be laying the foundation to really build this. So great. I'm psyched. I mean, I have a lot of great ideas and vision for you. So I can't wait to get started. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So let's see who is next. Barbara has disappeared. Let's see, Charles and Julian.
I'm here. You've turned my camera off, apparently.
I have not.
Yeah. I can't turn my camera on. It says the host has turned it off.
Okay, well, let's see now what we can do here, because the host did not turn it off, but we need to figure out how to. Okay, Julian.
Whenever I press start video, it says you can't start your video because the host has disabled it.
Okay. Okay, so try it now.
Okay, let's go. Ah, here I am. I'm back.
I have the same issue.
Okay. Okay, so there we go. Let's see here. Okay, Julian, same question for you. How does the emotional and the logical part, how do these two parts work for you? And how do you see your TV show fitting into this? What's your vision?
I don't have any problem with the notion of stepping stepping into my celebrity self. I actually don't like the word celebrity, but I certainly have no qualms being in front of people and talking, and helping people access their core genius and to work from that space. So I would say more that than celebrity. I think one of the things about why haven't I guess, progressed in this whole area of TV, one is I'm not really convinced that it is the be-all and end-all. I see a lot of people trying to do stuff, but I think there's a whole, besides creating an incredible show, that I guess the thing for me is distribution and marketing seems to be the key element in that, from my perspective. And also, I think the other thing that's kind of been a bugbear for me is the thought of the technology. I'm not all that great with technology. I love the creative process. I'm really excited about creating a TV show and creating different segments and making it interesting, etc., and all the different choices that can be made in there. But yeah, the editing, the scripting, the filming, the production, and the distribution at the moment is a little bit, there are areas I need to learn about.
Okay, so we actually will be covering that in later modules. The distribution and marketing and all that comes into module 8. Module 8 through 12. It's all about that. But so I do want to address what you said, that you're not convinced that. Let me see, who's Charles? I think it's coming from you, or we have noise. Okay, there we go. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want to put this in perspective. Video is a tool. It's a very powerful tool, but it's only a tool. What you do with it is going to make a huge difference. So is it the end all? No. There are a lot of people who have videos that just getting in front of the camera is not going to do anything for you. When what's inside, what's in the video, this is where the planning comes in, which is what we're going to be doing next week. Why are you doing this? Just not just turning on the camera. There are a lot of people doing silly things on video. It doesn't do anything. Or for them it does maybe, but for us, it's like, okay, what is the purpose of what you want to do? What's the end result you want? And the camera, it puts everything on steroids. It's just like it puts everything at a higher level. So you're still running a business. You have to run, okay, what am I doing? How am I going to do it? What's my investment? What's the return on the investment? Where is it going to go? You need that plan. Not a single minute of video has ever been shot. Any of those TV shows, whether it's a commercial or a TV show or a series, not a single minute has been shot without them taking a look at having a whole business plan. Exactly how it's going to be, where it's going to go, how much is it going to cost, and how much are they going to make. So this is a part. So is it the end all? No, it's another tool and how you're going to be using. And we're going to take a look at all the different things you have. Like in your case, you have a huge global connection of some of the most amazing thought leaders, and what you do with it, what you create with it, is going to make all the difference. So we're going to, the plan is going to reveal. So no, it's not the end all. It's just a camera. It's just the equipment. That's all. I always say, put a paintbrush in my hand, I will paint a wall. Put a paintbrush in a master's hand, and they will paint a masterpiece. So that's what we're talking about here. So does that make you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, it does. It does. Because I think, when you embark on a journey and you have this vision at the end of, creating an amazing program, and then, the mind comes in and thinks, well, how will you do this bit? And you don't know how to do that bit. And what if you have to do this? And, so the mind creeps in and sort of takes a great idea and waters it down and dilutes it. And then before long, it's not such an attractive idea.
Well, no, I totally get it, because and I know the feeling. I mean, 4 years ago, the concept of the global difference maker.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
what are you, oh no, how am I going to do
Yeah.
that? I had no idea. And now I see all the pieces coming together. So my mind was, who are you to be doing that? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
And who am I not to? You know, like
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
question, right? Who am
Yeah.
I not to? So if you have the passion, the idea was given to you, the passion was given to you, there is a reason for it. So all we do is follow the
Mm.
breadcrumbs, you know?
Mm. Beautiful. The other thing that really stood out listening to you was the question or the statement, I can have whatever I want. And I think for me, that is just such a key part of the mindset to really inhabit, is that I can create something extraordinary and that these are the tools. And I really love the way you're teaching. I really love the steps and the process, because it helps to flesh out and give a foundation to what it is. And in this past week, I've been talking with one of my alliance partners, and we've decided to create like these little 5 segments. So this is going to be my first exploration into producing something that will be on, TV. I just want to get into action and do stuff, and make as many mistakes as I can as soon as I can, and then sort of develop. So, but already there's the creative juices are flowing, and sort of getting into action.
All right. And by the way, those mistakes are called bloopers, and we love bloopers. We watch TV shows with bloopers. They have whole TV shows on bloopers.
That could be my first show, bloopers.
Yeah, so embrace the bloopers, embrace
Yeah.
it. That we got to laugh at ourselves. We got to give
Yeah.
ourselves permission to make mistakes.
Yeah,
Because
thank
nobody,
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you, Julian. And
Thanks, Anne.
let's see who's next, Charles or
Yeah,
Charles?
I can go, but I need you to restart my video.
Okay, so I'm getting the hang of this, everybody. So this is one of the tricks that we just learned about. Okay, let's see now. What did I do? Okay. Yes. So go ahead, Charles. You should be good now.
No, not the video. Okay,
Yeah.
There you are.
there I am.
We see ya. We see ya. Okay, Charles. So the question to you is, what came up for you as you were listening? Like, were the emotional part of it or the logical part of it, what jumped out at you, and how is your TV show going to assist you getting that vision that you had?
Yes, when we talk about the emotional part, I found out that I've been, a long way since 4 or 5 years ago on this journey of creating my own video. I know one of the the hesitant celebrity syndrome. I can really identify with that, especially I felt like I'm always been a hesitant leader, and I realized where it's coming from. I mean, a lot of it is coming from one is afraid of, are we good enough, right? Who am I? I mean, I'm just a quiet, my thoughts were, oh, I'm just a quiet Asian guy. Who am I to share whatever the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience that I have, right? And I realized that that's one of the things that I'm overcoming and learning, because I remember I also, as far as practicality, I'm starting to get used to shooting video everywhere I go. So when so a couple weeks ago when I was in Europe, I was shooting video everywhere I go, and it's kind of funny when I turn that video and wanted to interview one of my associates, and he got really pissed. He said, I don't want to be on the video. But not only he got pissed, he went out his way, wanted to deter me from be on the video. He go, well, you're supposed to be in the program. Why are you shooting video, this and that, right? And I realized that no wonder some of us have some of that celebrity, hesitant celebrity.
Reluctant celebrity syndrome.
Yes, because we are afraid what other people are going to say about us, right? And I realized something, and then you have to counterbalance that with something that you share. So I remember I was on the top of the mountain in Switzerland, and my other social and I, we were shooting video, and the interaction between each other. I mean, I came up with an idea, and he take an idea, and he run with it, and we back and forth, back and forth. And as the result, somebody outside heard us talk, and she was really inspired by it. And she came up to us and go, "Wow, thank you for the message. I really need to hear that." And I was really inspired for it. And I think that's the thing that I'm moving toward, is to see how many people I can inspire. And the way I realize that all this technology, all this other things, it's all about the practical side. It's about, being practical, taking action and move forward. But I realize that I'm gaining to be more. I wanted to be inspired, that to show, look, if I can do it and step up and share my wisdom, how about you? What can you do? Right? I mean, I see some of the things on TV, like the Kardashian or something. I go, man, what are they really sharing? I mean, I absolutely got no value. And I go, well, why can't I be on there? Why can't I be the one that shared the knowledge, the wisdom that can really impact in people's life? Why can't I do that? And that's the thing I'm moving toward. I want to do, because the other day I remember saw this one guy, I forget his name. He was traveling and sharing. Visit different culture, and he talked about different culture. And one of the segment, he actually was visiting Vietnam, and he actually had lunch with President Obama. And I go, wow, that'd be cool. I want one day I can do that. Not only visit the different country, sharing the wisdom, and actually connected with the thought leaders. So that's kind of like my game plan. And to me, using the video, using the TV is about leveraging, because I know through that, in anything, if you want to make an impact in not just few people, but like the whole world, then you have to learn how to leverage the resources that can reach those people. So those are kind of my idea. I was wondering, do you have any?
Awesome. Well, you said a lot of important things. First, the question, why can't I do that?
Yeah.
That question alone is going to get rid of a lot, because you know what? What's the answer? Why can't, I don't know. Why can't, no, I can do that. So right away, because you are in a community and being around people who will support you, people around who will say, yes, you can. That's what we need at this stage. So the guy that was telling you that, well, you shouldn't be, he didn't want to be in video, you shouldn't be on video. Like, you don't hang out with people like that.
Yeah.
I know that you go around people who are saying, yes, we can, because I've seen you, you've traveled all over. You've spoken on some huge stages. Was it about 6 months ago? Not even that. You were in Dubai, and you went to, you were all over, went to programs in Europe, you were traveling all over the place, doing videos. We're getting ready to do your docu-branding show, because you have such an amazing story with, as far as your family coming from Vietnam on the whole leaky boat, and your father becoming a multi-millionaire, not even finishing school. The whole story that you have, our stories make a difference. Our stories impact people, and being willing to share it that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And you are willing to share. One of the things that I notice about you is, like, you always do what needs to be done. And as a matter of fact, when you were in one of the trainings, and suggested, okay, there is somebody who can work with you on your accent. You're like, let's go. You do whatever you need to do. You always focus on the end result instead of the obstacles. And I think that's key. That's why I just want to make sure that these are the things that I want to kind of give back to you. I'm repeating them back to you because that's who you are. That's why you get things done. That's why you inspired the woman that was there, because you're willing to share what you have. That's the thing, so everybody, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you willing to share what you know? It's that simple.
Mhm.
Are you willing? If you're not willing, that's okay. But if you're not willing, then you might as well go watch some TV and watch somebody else who's going to do it. So be willing to share, no matter what it is.
Because here's the flip side of it. If you're not sharing your wisdom, then somebody out there is suffering for it. I mean, my associate came last week, and we were talking about he was working helping people with foreclosure, and I found out that there's 1.3 million foreclosure filing in the United States every year, and I go, wow. I mean, that's huge. And I go, what can I do? I mean, I can share my story, my wisdom, and share some of the, what you call it, the mindset not necessary to really overcome going through the challenges, because I lost the home myself, and I know how it feels to lose my home, but not only the shameness and the guilt and all those negative feeling, and how do I overcome that and come out on top? I go, wow, the only way I can really do this is leveraging the video and keep on building and moving forward.
Well said. Well said. Okay. All right, Charles. Wonderful. And we are now going to move on. Last but not least, the wonderful Barbara Wainwright. Okay, Barbara, you are on. So the same. Hold on. The same question. The same question goes to you. As I was going through the mindset, the logical mindset, the emotional mindset, which one jumped out at you? Which one did you need to focus on? And how are you going to be leveraging your show? How are you going to be using your show to get the result that you're looking for in your visualization?
Thank you. Well, as far as leveraging my show, I feel that I will be gaining more exposure once I have my show up and running. I'll be able to bring other coaches on and get more exposure for the power of coaching. So I'm looking at really communicating with my audience. The power of coaching, the difference it can make for people who have a coach. They'll find that sometimes they would never get something done, and so I'm really excited about bringing the power of coaching and letting people see what that's like. And right now I can only talk about it because I haven't had the opportunity to get a TV show going up where we're demonstrating the power of coaching by coaching people on air. So that's something I'm really looking forward to doing. And I think that was the question you asked about leveraging. And what was the other question, Anne? Sorry.
Well, basically, what I was asking was that which part jumped out at you, the logical mind or the emotional mind, as far as as I was going through the training explaining, which one did you have a challenge with, or what jumped out at you about them?
Okay, so logically, of course, I'm a very logical person, so logically there was no issue at all. As far as emotionally, since I've already got the one TV show in the can, I've got 2 seasons of a show in the can. I think for me, emotionally, it's wondering. I did it with a co-host, and I'm planning to do this as a solo host. So I'm wondering what that's gonna, I think emotionally, the question is, can I handle it? And certainly I was able to handle it. I had a great partner though that was helping me to really get things together. So doing it on my own, is it something that I can do? And emotionally, will I have the chutzpah to make it?
Okay, all right. Well, let's look at it. First, you are not doing it on your own. I know that right now you have me and you have all the other cast members that are doing it with you. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And I know some of the amazing people who are there to support you. So there's nothing about that's on your own. And when you're doing the show, you're not going to be sitting there talking to yourself. You're going to be talking with somebody, you're going to be coaching somebody.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so stating the obvious, thank you, Anna, because that's one of the things that I love to point out when in a coaching session, just like we're doing now, is our limiting beliefs. They're there, and sometimes we say stuff that's a limiting belief that we don't know we have, but when we say it out loud, somebody else hears it, like you, and all of a sudden you're going, excuse me, but I'm here, they're here, and you're gonna have people that you're talking to. Hello. I need that kind of feedback too, just like other people do. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I can tell you this. When it comes to like working with somebody, I'm just like I'm a great strategist. I come up with a lot of great ideas. When it comes to looking at mine, a lot of times I have a challenge because I have too much knowledge about all the things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And too much information, it can lead to paralysis. So
Yes.
this is why somebody looking at it from the outside, they're objective. They're only seeing certain parts. They're only seeing what's on the surface. So by asking questions, they're uncovering some of the other parts that are needed to complete the thought or the project or whatever. So it's a lot easier for somebody to look at it from the outside. So that's why they say, physician, don't heal yourself, or attorney hires himself, he's an idiot, So, but so this is the way it's supposed to be. This is why we work better in a group. That's why we have mastermind groups, So it's just and the other part, what you just said, I just want to point this out because I see a lot of people doing it. All of a sudden, it was like, oh, that was really idiotic. I can't believe I didn't think of it. But guess what? We all do that. It was like, duh, how stupid was that? But we all do that. Because when we're on the inside, again, speaking for me, I have too much information about all the different things I'm doing. It's information overload. So I need somebody else to ask me questions to guide me through the process. And that's what I wanted to point out, because I know you're doing the same thing. You're working on a lot of different things. I mean, between nonprofits and, you have certified over 5,000 coaches, and you're working on a master coach training now. So your master coaches are going to be coaching others, and you already have master coaches, not going to be. And you're doing a TV show. So you have all these things that you're doing, including working with veterans and all that. So you're on information overload, and your brain is like, you're giving me one more thing to do? Really?
That feels so true for me. And you're right, I do have a lot of different projects going on, and I've actually, just to clarify, I've actually trained over 6,000 coaches now. So I've really done well in recruiting, and I hope to recruit a lot more people. And with the master coach training that I'm doing, which is very exciting for me, it is one more thing on the plate, but it's something that I believe that all of my experience for the last 10 years in coaching and training people will really pay off in that area. And this TV show that I'm planning to do, I want the master coaches to come on and bring their clients. So I'm not going to be alone. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, no, you're not. Okay, so do you have a question, Barbara, or are you complete?
The question, I don't know. I don't really have a question. I have a comment, and that was that the in the class, in the content, there was some extra content, right? And I just want to say, I read quite a bit of the book that is in the extra content, and I felt that book was very powerful. And I don't remember who wrote it, but I just remember that it was a really powerful book, and a lot of great questions, and a lot of, I don't know. Anyway, valuable training, and I just want to say thank you again.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. Oh, as far as let me explain, in the training, when you get to training, when you go to the module, there is the primary training. The primary training is what's the minimum you need in each module to work on. That's what we're discussing here. What I just did today is the primary training. And under each module, there's like usually 2 or 3 other things. And in this particular one, Ty Kane has the future visioning. It's very, very powerful. It's amazing. You to take a look at that. And Debbie Lynn Grace, she has the 10, or the power of 10. That's not the power of 10. the 10 mindset. Basically, what it is that if you know how to be a 10 in one area of your life, you can easily be a 10 in other areas. So maybe you're a great husband or a great wife or a great mother or whatever, or a great worker. If you know what a 10 is in one aspect of your life, you can actually transmit it to other areas. There's a process. And the other thing is also in this one is there is a video with Dr. Amy Cuddy, and it's about how the body affects the mind. So, for example, if you sit a certain way, it's like power pose, it's called. So if you sit a certain way, it actually sends signals and releases chemicals to your brain. So we always think about the brain controlling the body, but the body also controls the brain. So if you like hunched over and lean over, they've actually done some really cool exercises, case studies. You want to watch that video, very powerful. So by literally standing like a power pose, sitting up and standing a certain way for 2 minutes, it makes a major difference. And I want you to take a look at, because once you do that exercise, before getting on camera, all you have to do is for 2 minutes sit a certain way. And before getting on stage, you just have to do something for 2 minutes behind the scenes, and you're going to have a totally different mindset. And the way you come across, the way people see you is huge in how this affects you, how your body affects your mind. So take a look at that. Again, when you're doing your homework, the primary is what you need to get done. And the other thing too, I want to point out to everybody, I promote from within. If you're one of my students and you have content for that particular one, like for example, Tai Can, is one of our graduates. Debbie Vermont, Debbie Lynn Grace, she's known as Debbie Lynn Grace now. She's also one of our graduates, and so. If you have contents that's pertinent to that particular module, I'm going to put your stuff up there. Okay. So, and a disclaimer here, Dr. Amy Cuddy is not a graduate, but I just thought the video was so powerful, I wanted to put it there, but I always do promote from within. So if your content, your expertise is relevant to one of the modules, we definitely could be putting you up there. So let's see now. Are there any questions from the viewing audience? Because we only have a couple of minutes and I don't want to stay on a couple of minutes longer, but are there any questions from the viewing audience that we should be looking at?
Let's see.
I need your help with that because I can't see it. The writing is too little.
Okay, let me go see. Chat. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, nobody says his camera is off. Let me see if that Q&A. I don't see any questions. So I'm just gonna say we do have several viewers. So for our viewers, if you did ask a question, my question box has been emptied. So if you want to type in your question again, that'd be great. And as far as our cast members, I think everybody has already asked their questions.
Okay, so if you want to ask, if you're watching and if you want to ask a question, this is the time to go ahead and put in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to be closing for this segment. No, I don't see anything coming in. Okay then, well, thank you everybody for playing full out, and this is module 2, episode 2 of Turn Your Show into Cash. It was all about the mindset, expanding mindset and owning what it is that we want to do, claiming it. Why not you? Of course it should be you. The world is waiting for you, so we got to share. All right, everybody. Thanks again. I'm Ann Devia. This is Turn Your Show into Cash. And next week, it's all about developing your blueprint, okay? It's an awesome episode. As a matter of fact, I could do a whole year of training on Module 3 alone. That's how much information, that's how important Module 3 is. So be sure to do your homework. It's going to rock your world. Okay, then, until we see you next time. Okay, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay,